Booking the tasting call. How bakers and private chefs sell consultations and custom orders on store.fan. Custom cakes and private dinners can't be sold with an add to cart button. Here's how to set up bookable tasting calls and gather the details you actually need before the event. A 3-tier wedding cake isn't a $34.99 checkout button. Neither is a private 8-course dinner for 12 people, or a custom cookie order that needs to land on a specific Saturday morning before a baby shower. If you're a baker, private chef, or personal caterer, your product isn't really a product at all until someone has told you their flavor preferences, their allergies, their head count, and their date. That conversation has to happen before money changes hands, which is exactly why link in bio, buy now storefronts built for templates and ebooks feel wrong for your business. What actually fits is a bookable consultation, a paid or free tasting call that captures the details you need, locks a date on your calendar, and turns a DM negotiation into a real, repeatable sales process. Here's how to build that on store.fan. Why DM me for pricing is costing you bookings. Every custom baker and private chef knows the pattern. Someone finds you on Instagram, sends a DM asking about a cake for their daughter's birthday. You ask what flavor and size and date. They take 2 days to reply. You go back and forth on pricing. And by the time you'd normally send a quote, they've either booked someone else or gone quiet entirely. That friction isn't a personality problem. It's a systems problem. There's no clear next step for the customer to take, no calendar to check availability against, and no easy way to actually pay you once you agree on a price. A bookable consultation flips that. Instead of an open-ended DM thread, the customer sees one clear action. Book a tasting call, pick a time, answer a few questions, done. You've turned a vague inquiry into a scheduled commitment, and you can create your store to start doing this in about the time it takes to set a coffee to brew. Setting up your tasting call as a 1-1 booking. On your storefront, a tasting call is simply a 1-1 coaching call style product. The same booking mechanism creators use for consulting sessions, just renamed and reframed for your kitchen. Give it a name that tells people exactly what they're getting. Cake design, a tasting consultation, 30 min, reads very differently from a generic book a call. Set your real availability so people can only grab slots you actually have open, and decide up front whether the call is free, a low-friction way to qualify leads, or paid, a way to filter for serious bookings and compensate your time. Many bakers run both. A free 15-minute "Is this a good fit?" chat for simple orders, and a paid 45-minute in-depth tasting consultation for full wedding cakes or event catering, where you're genuinely walking through flavor combinations and pricing tiers. Menu structure that works. Free 15-min discovery call, poll, paid tasting consultation, deposit to lock the date. Each step filters for higher intent, and each one is its own product on your storefront. The custom checkout fields that actually matter. This is where store.fan earns its keep for food service sellers specifically. Custom checkout fields let you attach your own questions to any product. So instead of getting a bare name and email order, you get the exact intake form you'd normally chase someone down for after the fact. For a tasting call or custom order booking, the fields that consistently save you the most back and forth are the event date, the estimated guest count or serving size, any known allergies or dietary restrictions, and a free text box for flavor or theme requests. Ask for these at checkout before the call even happens, and you walk into every consultation already knowing whether you're dealing with a nut allergy, a 200-person wedding, or a last-minute request for next weekend that you simply can't take. Keep the list to 5 fields or fewer. Every extra box you add is a small tax on your completion rate, and the goal is a form people actually finish, not an interrogation. If you want to see how a full storefront with multiple offer types and custom fields comes together in practice, A live example store is worth a look before you build your own. Charging a tasting fee without losing the customer. A lot of bakers feel awkward charging for a consultation, worried it'll scare people off before they've even seen the cake. In practice, the opposite tends to happen. A small fee, say $15 to $25, signals that your time and expertise have value, and it filters out the people who are never going to book anyway. Frame it clearly on the product page. Tasting consultation, $20, credited toward your final order over $150, and you turn a potential objection into a reason to book sooner rather than later. For higher ticket work like wedding cakes or full event catering, many chefs go a step further and sell a non-refundable deposit product once the design is agreed, which locks the date on the calendar and gives you working capital for ingredients before the event. Both the tasting fee and the deposit move through the exact same checkout flow as everything else on your store, with Stripe or PayPal handling the payment automatically. Name the product by outcome, not just call. Wedding cake design consultation beats book a meeting. Set real calendar availability, so no one can book a slot you can't actually take. Add checkout fields for event date, guest count, allergies, and flavor or theme notes. Decide your tasting fee, or make it free, and state clearly whether it credits toward a final order. Write a short confirmation message describing what happens on the call and what to bring or prepare. Add a second product for deposits, so confirmed orders have somewhere to pay once the design is locked in. What happens after they book? Once someone pays for a tasting call, they get their confirmation and meeting details automatically and instantly. The same instant delivery that powers every purchase on store.fan. Whether it's a download link or a booking confirmation, you're not manually emailing calendar invites or chasing payment after the fact. From there, your customer list and built-in inbox keep every booking, every allergy note, and every reply in one place. So when a bride messages you 3 weeks later asking to add a gluten-free tier, you're not digging through old texts to remember what she said on the call. If you run seasonal specials, say a holiday cookie box or a Valentine's dinner package, discount codes let you offer early bird pricing on bookings made before a certain date, which is a genuinely effective way to smooth out demand before your busiest weeks. The tasting call isn't a nice-to-have add-on to my cake business. It's the actual first product I sell. Everything else follows from that conversation. Pricing it like a real menu, not a favor. One mistake food service sellers make when they move off DMs and onto a real storefront is treating the tasting call as an afterthought instead of a genuine product with its own price and page. Write a real description. What's covered in the 30 minutes? Whether you'll bring flavor samples or just talk through options, and what they should have ready, a Pinterest board, a guest count, a venue name. Treat it the way you'd treat any other listing on your plans page. Worth paying for, worth describing well, worth showing off. Sellers on a free plan can list a tasting call today. Moving to a paid plan later removes platform fees entirely once your custom order volume grows, which matters more than it sounds once you're booking several tastings a week. Key takeaways. Sell the conversation, not just the cake. A bookable one-on-one tasting call replaces the endless back-and-forth DM thread with a real scheduled slot and, optionally, a paid deposit. Custom checkout fields let you collect flavor requests, allergy info, event date, and head count at the moment of booking before you ever get on the call. A small tasting fee, even $15 to $25, filters out tire kickers and compensates you for the time, ingredients, and planning that go into a real consultation. Your store.fan storefront can hold your full menu of offers side by side. A free discovery call, a paid tasting session, and a deposit product for confirmed custom orders. Automatic delivery means the second someone books and pays, they get their confirmation and meeting details instantly. No manual back and forth needed on your end. Start your creator store free at store.fan.